Good morning, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Let's make sure the camera is nice and straight there. Oh, wonderful to see you all and to be here with you all. As you can see, I'm in yet another different place than before. I'm now in Arizona, Tempe to be exact. Hanging out here. Just make sure the sound is good. So you can hear me. So can hear me okay? Yep. Everything looks great. I shut the door because big dogs. Oh, welcome back. No, I haven't been there yet. I just decided that I would. Was gonna. Yeah, there was no sense paying a couple months' rent on the place I was living when I knew I was going to be moving out anyway. So I turned it into my little adventure, and first here, and first I was at my son's house, the other son, up in Seattle, then down here till the 2nd of September. Then I'm going out to New York for a week, and then I will be going to Portugal for to just hang out with my master for a bit and just kind of partake of the atmosphere. I've never been there, and it's really kind of a special thing, especially of late, because they just don't allow you to just kind of show up whenever you feel like it. You have to be invited, and I have been after after 9 years. Yeah, it's the last time I saw him, so I'm very just really overjoyed to see him again. So and it's great to see you too, Jill. I have absolutely nothing on my mind to share today. So if anybody has anything they would like me to go off on, or a question about pretty much anything, but about your practice, about the just questions about this whole thing, of the whole non-dual inquiry kind of thing. That's what I love to address most. As many of you know, I also have a whole series of courses, really, workshop immersions, really, because they go on for a while, about emotional healing, which I've just found that it's for most these days, our modern world, especially in the West, that before the depths of the non-dual self-inquiry can really be internalized, right? That there's a lot of emotional healing that needs to go on. Because I've seen non-dual language, non-dual stuff, all the stuff we know about non-dual teachers. And without the right context, it ends up becoming yet another way in which we suppress our feelings. We think somehow that we're going to, it's all an illusion, right? Which it is, that somehow then that's going to magically make everything go away. Yes, it is. But the thing that takes a little bit more preparation to begin to approach is that the one having the illusion is part of the illusion. The awakening is not who you think you are waking up. It is awakening from who you think you are. That's not something you hear very often. And it's not something that immediately registers, especially because in the West, in our modern world, I mean, spreading out more all over the place, it has become very, very disconnected from life and the body and feelings, and very much in the head. And without the right context, the depth of the non-dual teaching cannot be grasped. It truly can't. And that makes it's quite a realization when I really began to understand that, and really began to understand the depths of the teaching, which I wouldn't have gotten on my own. And I didn't even get it in the beginning from my own teachers teaching. I was kind of glimpsed it and stuff, but the real culprit, the thing that you, the reality of you, wakes up to, is the subtlety. It's the thing that takes some guidance and patience, kind of a retraining. But it also requires us to not be seeking the truth for the benefits that the truth brings, but to seek it because it's the truth. And that's a big one. It's all the promises. Oh, no suffering, permanent happiness, bliss. Yeah. But then that becomes this thing that we pursue, when that's just like the perfume. It's like, I've once asked Christians, all right, what if there was no heaven? There was no great reward awaiting you, some wonderful, perfect, great place where you're going to go. And what if there was no hell? What if there was no threat of punishment? That what you did, it wasn't going to meet with a punishment. Would you still love God? Or is God just kind of Santa Claus? Right? Naughty and nice, sinner and saint. Truth for truth's sake. Yes, the fruit's there. But the fruit is not something that is tasted by the illusion or delusion of who you think you are. It is simply the reality of you tasting the reality of you. My sleep patterns have been kind of off of late, and going to the gym when it's like 100 degrees and coming back from the gym at 110. It's like, whoa, this is the desert. So let me go right, because I did see somebody with a question there. But Roberto, back from holidays, dude, you're always on holiday. This one is just you and your wife, just be able to not have to work, to just hang out. Wonderful. So good to see you. So good to have gotten to know you. Daryl, beautiful afternoon in Maryland. There's Ava. Hi, Ava. It's my lead in Poland. Domitila Yuri Gonzalez. Did I say that correctly? I do try to pronounce things correctly. Domitila Yuri Gonzalez. Love accents. Peru. Wow. And you are brand new. I don't think I've ever had anybody here from Peru. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Hope you brought some questions, or maybe you're new. If you're new to the whole non-dual thing, and not just me as a teacher of it, then wonderful. Let me know that, because that's very helpful for me to be able to gauge what to talk about. Yeah. Sylvia. Oh, hello, Sylvia. And then Jill, which I mentioned earlier. David and Elaine. Greetings, Roswell. So good to see you. Yes, welcome back from my retreat. I kind of started it, right? I left. Really worked out beautifully, because the fellow who's going to take my room, first I took it right away. It was just, and he was staying in the house where I was staying, and I got to know a wonderful fellow. We had some really lovely conversations. He's a Christian. He's a real, honest-to-God Christian. His faith isn't just, abstract. It's really a fellow with heart. Is interested. It was great. We kind of ended up being buddies, and he had absolutely nothing. He got a job while he was waiting for me to exit the apartment, and so I was like looking for a place to store stuff till I got back, and he doesn't have anything, so he just like walked right in like it was an Airbnb, and I've just got the stuff he doesn't need stored in one place, and he's just kind of moved into what was in fact the most calm and cool and well decorated place in the house. So I was happy he got it, and so he's actually going to buy my electric bike, because I'm not going to need that, and I don't know when I'm going to be back quite yet. It's probably sometime in October, maybe earlier, I don't know. But anyway, it just worked out beautifully, so I can just kind of take my time and decide where I want to go and visit my kids. I'll be staying with my son when I get back. The other sons, so lots of time with my granddaughters, which is wonderful. So Steve, hi from Denmark. Really enjoy your work and thoughts. Thank you, Steve. It means a lot to me, because the one who recognizes truth when they see it is the same one from which the truth is coming. The seer of truth is also the source of truth. It's such a thing to ponder. Only the self, the one, only that sees, only that feels, only that knows. Right? There's not two. There's not somebody knowing the truth as something else. The truth in you, the love in you, the reality in you recognizes the truth, the love, and the reality. Right? You are that because you're recognizing it. But there's this persistent belief that gets into us, that there's this other, right? That this seeing is an other, and this other is trying to get back to the self. And there's really no distance to travel. Your seeing is the self seeing. Your awareness is the awareness. That truth is what leads the sense of you, that sense of I that is identified with form and experience and all of that, leads it back from that identification to the reality of you. At first, as a sincere seeker, it feels as if it's something other than you. It feels like there's this inspiration or direction coming from somewhere else. And that's important, because that way our personal sense, the ego, doesn't grab a hold of it and get arrogant about all the things that it knows, because it doesn't know anything. It doesn't do anything. It's like the circus clown that after the acrobats perform and the clown jumps to its feet, the clowns come out and take a bow. That's the ego. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't contribute anything. It simply takes credit for what it didn't do and takes the blame for what it didn't do. But of course, very cleverly then tries to make, which is doing it. But when we become aware of that, because the sense of I is being brought back home, that same activity of ego starts blaming you, making you to kind of drag you back into shape. But you are the self. That's a fact. You are the self. You are the one. And just, it's kind of the thing you just take into your heart in faith. Just, why do I know that? Well, because first off, my teacher told me that. And his teacher told him that. And his teacher told him that. And there's such an abundance of those who we can trust when they say to us, you are the self. That's it. When Nisargadatta, I'm sure you're all familiar with, met his guru, the first thing his guru said to him is, you are not who you think you are. You are Parabrahman. That is the ultimate, the self of all. Focus all your attention on the sense I am and give reality to nothing else. Simple, direct, non-dual. Obviously, Marudi, which was his name, a guy living in the slums making cigarettes and selling them for a living. 4 sons and a wife, just a regular householder's life in India, was obviously ready to hear it. Because he said, I pondered over it, puzzled over it. He said, why did I do that? He said, because I trusted him. I believed in him. Didn't mean he just accepted, oh, that's the truth, and made a belief out of it. He said, this is the truth. So he contemplated to try to see, how could this possibly be true? So it wasn't a belief. It was a deep contemplation inspired by the fact that he trusted the one who told him and explored it until he discovered it for himself. He says, I found it was true 3+ years later. A relatively short time in these kind of annals of things. It was, for Siddhartha, it was like over 6 years, right? And then there's Ramana Maharshi, where it was like 2 hours. Grumble, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I just kind of went off on that, which I'm prone to do, but it just popped up for me, just seeing you, Steve. Yeah. So for you and for anybody else for whom it was. So Domitila. How to go to awareness without the help of thinking. Yes. All right. Let's, you and me, start together. And I'm so glad because I haven't seen you before and you got a question. Wonderful. Let's start by looking at the premise that's there, right? Kind of the unseen assumption that's there. And that assumption is that awareness is something out there, this nebulous thing, that I'm going to. That's the foundation of that thought, right? So let's look and see, is it true? Is it true that there's this you, this person, this character, that's disconnected from this awareness that we've come to see there's more to it, right? Because you've obviously done inquiry and spiritual practices. So you grasp that awareness is kind of the thing, right? Notice there's a sense of you separate from it that wants to get to it. Now, this is a very important phase. Everybody goes through it. There are no exceptions. The seeking phase has to happen. But when you've come to a certain level of maturity, you begin to see that that feeling, that energy, that sense of being someone going to awareness is actually being perceived in awareness. Can you follow that? Everybody, it's so very subtle, because the seeker is a very noble place. It is a very significant place. It's a place where we actually become humble, we become open, we begin to cultivate and embody compassion, patience, love, all of the qualities that we see so missing in the world. It's what's referred to as the sattvic character. That really the highest development a human being can do. And when that gets to a point of maturity, the deeper truth can begin to appear. How do I go to what I am? So is awareness, well, right now, are you aware? Right? I'm going to assume the answer is yes, you are. You're aware of my words, aware of the question, you're aware of the screen, you're aware of everything around you. Right? Now, notice that it is in this awareness that even the question has arisen. Right? Now, that how do I go to awareness is a question appearing in awareness, isn't it? And where are you? Where are you located? Are there two awarenesses here? One that's aware of this one and is trying to get to it? Or is there only one awareness here? Ponder it, contemplate it. You see, the whole foundation of the duality with which we have identified. Duality is not a problem in and of itself, by the way, but we'll leave that out for now. We've identified with all of the things that are appearing until what I like to call grace arises in us and begins to beckon us back home. Right? We feel that you're here because you've already heard that call, even though you may not have completely recognized it. But that it's a call that brought you to the sattvic character, right? And is bringing you even further along this path. That at some point in this, which has been going on for every lifetime you've ever been through, it gets to the point where there's a conscious participation. You're consciously deciding, I want this, I'm headed in this direction. You're cooperating with grace. Everything develops. But now, look really carefully. Isn't that sense of I trying to get to awareness also being perceived by awareness? It's not one awareness looking at another, but is awareness seeing that sense of I wanting to get there, sincerely wanting to get there. Right? All right. Where are you in this? Are you the one that is appearing? Are you the one looking at it? Seeing, perceiving it. I'm assuming you could feel that yeah. Then who are you? Are you then the seeker? Or are you the awareness? Are you what's seeking, or are you what is being sought? And right here is kind of the origin of the duality. The sense that there's something with awareness as an attribute, but it's awareness that's aware of that. See, this is a non-dual recognition. This is awareness recognizing itself. Pull something up here really quick, because it's just, it touched me deeply, and it is something my own teacher said. I jotted it down to make sure. It says, referring to this pure awareness, this pure knowingness, he said, there is no one to experience it but itself. You are that awareness. But there's all these thoughts, feelings, and beliefs and assumptions and things going on that are saying you're not. That's really the crux of it. And if this begins to sink into your heart, right, you're on the last phase of your spiritual awakening, where you see that there's actually nobody who awakens. That the whole awakening is simply the manifestation of the eternal, timeless, awake one. Which the word Buddha means. It means the awake one. It also means awaken, the awakened one, which most people look at, but it can also mean simply the awake one. Not as awakening that happened, but just the eternal awakeness that is experienced as sleep and awakening. I won't go there quite yet, but Domitila. Let me know what you got from that. And anybody else that might, because I'm going to save you decades worth of work. It's kind of my latest. Tell us about your spiritual path, Gene. I'll say, tell us about your awakenings. My awakening has been a very long series of face palms. Like, oh God, really? Oh. Yeah. Which then brings about an enormous relief and giggling and God. And humility. It's like, oh boy, yeah, there's no room for arrogance, but in a face palm. All done. David and Elaine, I hope you have a wonderful and peaceful time on retreat with Muji in Portugal. It looks beautiful there. Yeah, it is. I've never been to Portugal. A lot of places in Europe, but never Portugal. I've been wanting to. And I'm even going to spend 2 days in Faro. I'm going to fly into Faro rather than Lisbon, because Faro's just a place. It's right in the southernmost part of it, on the water. I wanted to see that. I even thought I might stay longer there, but up in the air. You don't know. I don't know anything anymore. Thank God. So thank you guys. Christina, gee, always happy to see you. And me, you. Christina and I have a very special relationship. She just never gets tired of poking me. And I love it. I love it. Yesterday, during tapping, for a second, I felt me and my body sensations. No suffering, just bodily feelings and me. And then quickly the need to feel the emotions and the suffering. It seems boring without suffering. Yet no sign of happiness yet, or a feeling of inner peace. These little glimpses will go on for a while. Right? When we hear about an awakening like Ramana Maharshi, right? Or Papaji, or Muji, or Buddha, the famous ones, right? Angels singing, it's just this nirvana, something that we then try to kind of wrap around because we need some idea about it. Okay? And then we get the idea that that's what's going to happen. Right? We're kind of like waiting for it, tapping our feet. What do I do in the meantime? But in fact, what you're seeing and hearing about in that, even like Eckhart Tolle, is the last chapter. And notice they don't disappear, right? There's part of the story. There's different versions of Buddha's enlightenment, but in one, it shows him that he stands up where it's finally happened, or not happened, which is what he would say. It happened and it didn't happen. He says he stood there for 7 days. Then he walked, 20 feet or something, turned around, and looked at where he had been sitting. And then he turned around, walked back there, and looked again for 7 days, 27 days, 21 days. And then he went off and eventually ran into the people who gave the famous truth of suffering, the 4 noble truths of suffering. Right? It points to not a sudden I got it, but an integration. Something was just like readjusting things, because when that finite sense of self does vanish, then the center upon which the whole human body and mind, nervous system had been organizing itself is gone, right? But there's not a feeling there of needing to get it back, because there's this really solid, unmovable realization there. But then the human form, the human experience, needs to have time to reorganize itself around the realization. I've had the experience of, I've not had that final curtain, but I have had the experience of, through exactly the kind of practices that I am recommending and guiding in, where suddenly, without warning, the person is just gone. They're just gone. And it doesn't come back. Right? Now, in my case, it's gone, right? But there's still the sense of the potential of a person there, which is Maya. And it was actually recognizing that and the practice I was doing, according to the guidance of my teacher, that to see that brought that about, all of the impulses are still there. The impulse to identify is still there. And I just, no popping the champagne yet. No popping the champagne. I can see the person, but I can also see the tendency to identify with the person. And so what do I do? Exactly what I've always been doing, exactly what I tell you to do. Right? So that every last vasana, every little root that's still in there, can come to the surface in a very loving and safe environment to finally just on its way out, right? Rather than like it's going to be processed or something like that. Yeah. So let's see. So you're going to get these experiences where suddenly there's this whole thing of life, all of the sensations, pain, grief, all of it, and there's no sufferer there. It's the feeling, but no sufferer. Right? It's a glimpse. It's a powerful glimpse. It's an important glimpse. It means you're on the right track, and you better keep listening to me. But it's not complete yet, right? Because there's still a very silent, impalpable impulse, which is called Maya. Right? Now it's interesting to note, this is really important, that the temptations of Christ, right? After his baptism, he goes out into the wilderness and fasts, which means he was doing exactly what we do, just withdrawing your attention from the senses and the world to focus on the sense I am, right? Which he knew to be the Father, right? The disidentification. And the devil came to him, right? Satan, not the Satan, but a Satan. There's lots of Satans. The obstacle, which is always the ego, in some shape or another, lure you back into shape. And he passed the three temptations. And Buddha was in the same place. There were different temptations, but three of them. It's a mythological figure. I mean, it happens. And when they finally passed all the temptations, there was time there that happened. Right? That's when he finally just completely surrendered to it. Mara, the Hindu, disappeared, finally went away, and he was just left alone under the tree, and that's the whole story that happens. And with Christ, it said that then the devil left him, and then he was ministered to, which meant there was this uplift, this inspiration. It was then integrated. But both Mara and Satan said to their respective folks, they said, I'll be back. I'll be back. And it was. The Garden of Gethsemane, you can see all sorts of places where it happened. We don't have any records of that with Buddha. But what we do with Christ, right? Once after Peter had recognized it, he said, who do you think I am? After saying, who do the people think I am? I said, who do you think I am? And Peter says, thou art the Christ, the anointed one, the presence of God, the Son of God. And he says, yes, very good. Well done. This is the insight that I will build the church, the community on. A little bit later, I can't remember exactly what he was doing. He said something, and Peter said, no, we really shouldn't do that. And what did he say to him? Get behind me, Satan. Poor Peter. Right? Folks, it ain't over till it's over. Right? So, famous Yogi Berra quote, it ain't over till it's over. So this is where there's this patient love. The mind's going to say, without suffering, what the hell are you going to do? because you suffered your whole life, right? Seeking happiness, and when it actually comes, not as the elation we're hoping for, but just as just quiet, right? The mind goes, well, this isn't it. Wants to jump right back in, pull you back into a shape. I need to feel the emotions. Yeah, you are feeling the emotions, aren't you? There's this completely mistaken notion that somehow I'm enlightened. I will never feel anything again. I'll never feel grief. I'll never feel loneliness. It's like, no, of course you will. Of course you will. Feel it all. I've heard my teachers talk about, yeah, I feel that. Some things that you would think, oh, a sage doesn't feel that. Of course they do. The difference is they know that it's just a momentary appearance, because the I thought has gone completely back into the one and only I, the only consciousness, the only perceiver, the only knower. And Christ even put it that way. He said, the works that I do, you will do too, because I go unto my Father. That's it. That's the whole process. The sense of I keeps moving back, receding, taking a step back, further and further from everything that is perceived. So everything that is perceived is not you, including the impulse to even identify. It's not me. So the suffer is gone, but the experiences are still there. If somebody pokes your eye, it's going to hurt. But there won't be somebody there to go, you asshole, why did you do that? Or, oh my God, what did I do? Or I attracted that into my life. Or, that I, that my, is no more. And that's what you tasted. Now go back to that experience and go, before that thought came, I need to feel those emotions, or the feeling came out, right before that. What was there? Just you, body sensations. Was that like disappointing? Seems boring without suffering. That's a thought, isn't it? Right? It's just a thought arising. Right? Making a pitch for, well, you really need me. I'm your mind, you and I. Gotta have suffering, right? I mean, gotta taste that. Tastes good, right? And until finally you go, I've had enough. I'm full of suffering. How about just drop the idea of what peace feels like, what happiness feels like, and just go in your memory, what was that? What was that? Whatever that was, there was no suffering there. Right? But in fact, there was nothing there except you. Perceiving was still happening, experiences were still happening, but there was just you. You without you. Peace is not a feeling. Peace is this. Just you. Which does not take away experience. In fact, it amplifies it. It turns that Marshall amp up to 10. Those of you who might get what I mean by that. Maybe even 11 with a spinal tap. Christina. Doma, I don't yet. Well pronounced. Domitila, right, it's not two L's. Domitila Yuri Gonzalez. Yay. I watched some of your videos like 7 years ago. Well, welcome back then. Boy, I don't think there's much of a comparison really between focus now and how I'm teaching now than I did 7 years ago. There's less person in it. But welcome back. Yay. Christina, the thought that I need to process them and release them or get rid of them so the sufferer is back, even though there's a gap. It's also a hesitation of letting go of the sufferer. Yes, exactly. That's the impulse, isn't it? But didn't you see that? It wasn't there for whatever that duration was. It's like a perfectly cloudy sky. It's been that way for years. Suddenly a little hole opens up, right? And it closes back again. You might even think that that this is the sky, and that this that this blue thing appeared in the sky. And then we make practices about it. We have holidays. We have priests and stuff celebrating hoping for the second coming of the blue thing, right? Not recognizing that no. That's what's actually there. This is the cover. Yeah. But you notice that you're aware of that hesitation of letting go of the suffering. Well, what do you know? Now, if I told you you're holding on to your suffering, you go, gee, asshole, no, I'm not. I don't want to suffer. And now you see it and go, wow, there's a part of me that is identified as the sufferer and doesn't know how to live life without that. Just look at it, not as an enemy, as this horrible thing, but as, wow, there's this just unloved part of me that I, who are that love, can embrace. Yeah, I have been identified as the sufferer. And I want to let go of the sufferer, which means there can't be suffering without a sufferer. This is the profundity of the realization that Buddha had, whereas most of us would be trying to rearrange the deck chairs on the Titanic because we think the suffering is a result of conditions. Buddha said, no. What is the cause of suffering? The sufferer. See through the sufferer, and there'll be no more suffering. Experience, right? Chili peppers will still be hot. Hair will still curl, right? Cuts will still bleed and hurt. Yeah. But the suffering's not. We don't grasp it. Pain. There's just pain, which is part of life, and we won't object to it because that's how we experience the pleasures, the joys. I have to have the opposites. But all of it gets experienced without suffering. As I get to this stage in my life, everything is about letting go. Spending time with my kids and my inherited grandson. Look at the way they just, it's Dad, I'm going, oh God. Let go. Let go. See them as they are. Right? The beauty and the person. Right? And just let go. Let go. Let go. It's really quite beautiful. Ella, hello, happy to see you too. Miss Nay. Lovely Nay. Oh, sure. My daughter's here. I'm not the scene, so what am I? No, I was just looking at, grab my attention. Hey, G, I saw a post yesterday where the creator said, I am the witness, not the one being witnessed. It resonated with me. However, then I wondered why the desire to be seen comes up, where it's from, and if being seen is necessary. would love to hear your take on balancing witnessing with the desire to be seen, if it's necessary, and if so, when. It is when it is, and it's not when it's not. And it's both. Remember that the emotional healing part of this means, at its essence, it's self-acceptance. The acceptance of you as you are, and all your human foibles in life. So you're not fighting against your human nature anymore. At that point, you can begin. Something can begin to take you above it. Right? Before that, trying to go above it will be trying to compensate for it and make it go away. But the fact that this I am the witness, not the one being witnessed, resonated with you, which means something has opened, right? And I'm so happy you brought it to me rather than tried to figure it all out. Right? That might confuse you. That might kind of like, and end up kind of pulling you back into a shape. That somehow now I've got to have a different relationship with the need to be seen. Right? We don't need that kind of thing. Remember, transcending does not mean this goes away. It means you now see everything from a higher place. That's it. It's still here. Right? It is a need, a real need in human beings, especially as human children, to be seen, to be acknowledged, to be recognized, to know that they're safe. When I'm with my granddaughters, one's 3, the other's 8, be 4 and 9. Wow, next month. Yeah, wow. Anyway, it's a little less now with the 8-year-old than the 3-year-old. But when I'm there, like I spent one whole day with them before I came here. They weren't, she wasn't in school, the other wasn't in preschool. They were just there. Guess what? All day. Baba, hey, Baba, 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 Baba. Constantly wanting my attention. I got dance recitals. I got artwork. I got everything. Constantly. They do something, Baba, look, Baba, look. They need it, right? Now, if you didn't get that, the child didn't get that, or if the attention it got was not loving, saying, yes, that's wonderful, thank you so much, oh, so beautiful, right? If their pictures didn't go up on the refrigerator, if they got the message somehow that it was safer to not be seen, I got that, you got that, many people here, if not all, got that in one form or another. Being safe became dangerous. But the need to be seen is still there. Right? So at first, when I'm working with folks, I give it that. I say, yeah, of course you need to be seen. I'm here. I'm present. I'm listening to you. Without judgment, without criticism. Right? You feel that, and that part of you that is longing for that feels seen. Right? And you recognize, I need to be acknowledged as valuable. That's what it is. You didn't get it, so you can't acknowledge yourself as valuable, right? How can you? Children don't do that automatically. If you are valued by your parents and you feel that internalizes and becomes self-value. If you didn't get that, you don't have that. And it surfaces, somebody please see me as I am. And it also comes as, it's dangerous to be seen as I am. So I need to appear to be somebody else. And we do that as adults because we never got it. So we end up taking shapes, right? We're always worried about how we might look, how we're appearing to others, how others are going to react and stuff. But that, and But as we give ourselves that, right? Right? And you sit in an environment where you're first getting it, right? That's my job. Be that for you that you didn't get, which then very quickly is recognized, oh yeah, this is what I need. And then that need to be seen, which now becomes obvious, right? It couldn't even be admitted to. Oh no, it's not important to me, or it's all an illusion. However, suddenly you acknowledge, yeah, I do need that. And you can like openly say, I need that. And then learn that some are going to give me it, some aren't, right? I don't have to twist myself into knots to be loved or anything. Little by little, that grows to the point where that need to be seen, that to be valued, to be lovable, is gets to the point where it's internalized, and now don't need it as much, right? We all need it, right? We need to be seen, acknowledged, especially when we get into a relationship. It's part of the deal. We have to acknowledge that. That's how we be seen in the relationship. And then at the same time, there's this sense that I'm worth seeing. I don't want to hide. Hiding's hard. Takes, God, a lot of effort, but just being me takes no effort whatsoever. As I get to this point of self-acceptance. At first, it feels difficult because we feel we're not acceptable. And then little by little, what we regarded as unacceptable before, we now see as, no, that's just me. This is what I'm actually like. And it wasn't acceptable in the environment in which I grew up. But now it's acceptable to me, to people here, in your own sangha, your own group. Right? And that turns into that quiet, humble confidence. It's quite okay when you're not seen, not accepted, and also quite loving to receive it when you are, because that's intimacy. Right? And there's a whole range of experiences in life that then you move through it like a master. It's that simple. You simply move through life. Whatever happens is fine. Yeah. You are not thrown off base. It doesn't mean that shouldn't happen. No, set boundaries and use the power to do that. But it isn't like there's a power that is in you, which is already emerging in you. You wouldn't even be able to ask that question. It wouldn't have resonated with you if it wasn't. That's my joy. I get to see it before you do. It's like I've read ahead a couple chapters in the book. Oh yeah, it's so good. But you want to be like that annoying guy in the movie, seeing it again. Oh, I love this part. It's kind of. It's like, shut up. I'm not gonna be that. I just kind of wait what you discover. Which is what my granddaughter does to me. We actually did go to a real movie together once, just the two of us. It was so great. So, I'm not the scene, so what am I? Domitilia. Yeah, ponder that. Take it into your heart, like Nisargadatta did. I have it on good report, and I'm not the seer. I'm the seer. Well, look, yeah, that's the case. If I can perceive it, it can't be me, right? I mean, I perceive this cup. It's not me. I know that. The world around me, the picture, the stuff, yeah. And you can think of these. Think of, your car, or a friend. Oh, yeah. But your thought of them isn't you, is it? Isn't them, I mean, right? Right? Now, you perceive your thoughts, don't you? Yeah, they're really close, right? They're like right here, like alien or something, right? And your emotions and the sensations. But aren't they also being perceived? Interesting. What's perceiving? The name consciousness. Yeah, true, but okay. But then that's an idea consciousness, an image consciousness, which is also being perceived. Talking about the perceiver. Isn't that you? Whatever that is, that's you. You are what's seeing. And the sense of I, the self-image we hold of ourselves, right? Isn't that also being seen? Right? And just like the image in your mind of your friend isn't your friend, the image in your mind of you isn't you. But we've believed it to be, believed it so, assumed it as truth that we've stepped into it, took on all the characteristics of that sense of self as yourself, and lived it as if it was true. So the images, fears, are my fears. Right? This is what we're backing away from. No, they're not yours. You're the consciousness that's been aware of it. Right? So what am I now cannot be allowed to refer to any thought, any emotion, any sensation. That means no memories, no desires, no fears, no nothing. It can't refer to anything perceived. What remains? Just you. If whatever can be perceived isn't you, then you can't be perceived. Yet you know you are. That knowing that you are isn't a perception, is it? This is a non-dual recognition. This is you recognizing you. And at first, you can't hold it. It feels true, right? Great. Stick with that. Feels true, resonates, I'm drawn to it. All the best teachers tell me this is who I am, but the mind isn't done trying to present you images of who you are to get you to, okay, that one didn't work, so let's try this. That's Mara. That's the impulse to identify, right, that you are being brought out of. So when you come to this, the question, who am I? Don't look for an answer that's conceptual. The only answer to that must be you. The answer to who am I is self-realization, nothing less. Right? Because who else can tell you who you are? Everyone else? Just a perception. Only you know the reality of your own self-knowing. The self that is knowing is not separate from the self that is known. They are one. Being, consciousness, the knowing, the knower, and the known are one. Your mind can't grab that because it's non-dual. Mind must have a reference point. It must have at least two. You've gone beyond it. You are standing beyond it. Something trying to pull you back. And that'll go on for a while. It could be short, it could take a while. Right? But remember, this is grace bringing you. It's not like suddenly, I gotta figure it all out. You don't. Yeah. You submit to it. What I would have to call the real beginning of the end, the real true path, was when I recognized I can't do it, and I totally submitted to my master. Whatever you say, that's it. You say it's true, it's true. Just like Nisargadatta did. Oh, do this exercise? Yes. I'm doing that exercise. And the resulting fruit was fast and deep. Just cutting through the layers. Jesus, why did I wait so long? So, yeah. As Rumi said, the power that brought me here must bring me home. The letting go is not, you're letting go of even the one who's trying to hold on and the one who wants to let go. All of it. That last step is, as Balyani put it, God takes the last step on the journey that never happened. Contemplating is not thinking, but it can use it. Right? Like right now, we're using thinking so I can point you to the place that is beyond thinking, where all exists, where everything is coming from. Everything that could be thinking, thought about, and the thinking itself is emanating from here. And you are that. This is the discovery. The discovery with no discoverer. Not even the discoverer is there. Let me repeat again from my teacher. There is no one to experience it but itself. So I can say with confidence, you are the self. Even though there's doubts. Oh, yeah, but it's like, yeah, okay, forever. If you're there, the next 100 years, what difference does it make? Or 10 minutes. Freedom doesn't mean the voices get quiet. Freedom means they no longer matter. You are free. No dependencies. Patricia, so good to see you. Hi G, so lovely to be here live today. Much love to you and to all. Missed you. I have missed you. Thank you, G, says Miss Nay. Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you. You know, there's a quote in the Bible that says, wisdom is justified of her children. Muji was once asked what was Papa G's highest teaching. And Muji responded, I am Papa G's highest teaching. It's his teaching. There's no arrogance in it. There's no personal pride. It was just, yes, I, everything. Right? The desire for the teaching I've received to be adequately and accurately expressed, to live what was given, not turn it into a teaching, right? Because the teaching is just ideas, and at their very best, they're pointers, but you are the truth. Not the teaching about it. It's not a concept you're going to get, this is it. It's going to be, I am it. And the teaching and the teacher are simply one. And the student and the taught, all one. Ali. Hi, AGP. Hope you're enjoying your travels. I am living vicariously through you. I wasn't expecting a tea with G today, therefore I'm extremely late to the party. Yeah, but you know what? You're just fashionably late, you know. Yeah. You live down in Florida. Well, you're not down, but in the Miami area. So I moved from New York to Miami Beach. You know, I was married to a woman from Buenos Aires, and so everywhere I went, it was all Spanish. I was the only person in the neighborhood. I was the only gringo. And coming from New York, right, I'd done a lot of work in corporations, which I wasn't doing anymore. Right, they say, okay, the party's going to start at 9. I was there at 9, right, or a little earlier. Right? Nobody's here. I finally realized that, oh man, this is Latin time. It's like, party's at 9. But 10 people start trickling in. It's like, oh my God, this is so much better. So I became a vicarious. The gringo lost some of his gringoness. So you're right on time. You're right on time. Yeah. Travels, yeah. So, it's just me? Sure, yeah. All of the questions have kind of subsided for a bit. What's all happening for you all? Huh? The contemplation deepening? Marvelous. Marvelous. It means that the heart is taking over the mind. And you'll find the mind, which has been artificially disconnected from the heart, also the body, wants to go back home to the heart. It's struggling to find solutions that it can't find, it to solve problems that it can't solve, and it's just, oh, help. But it's doing its duty. It's trying its best to do what it's asked, but it's way out of its league. Right? So we kind of relax. Thank you. I don't really need you right now. So I need you right now because words have to take shape and move the mouth and stuff. So what's arising can give expression, because what's arising is not words, but simply just kind of the impulse to speak. It's as, it's like the program is, moving the mouth and stuff. And I'm watching it just like you. It's very fun to see some of the stuff that comes out of my mouth. I've heard for the very first time. It's really quite lovely. Yeah, it is. I don't have to be a smart guy. I can completely embrace my stupidness. Isn't that wonderful? I can completely embrace my stupidity. I was stupid. Yeah. It wasn't that. That sense of self trying to get it. There was obviously enough sincerity that I could, in fact, hear. Right? Hear enough to be brought to the place where I could see, I could let go, where I was able to receive the teaching and not conceptualize it. And I was born with very good intellectual equipment, very smart, very quick, got it all, understood a lot of stuff. And so I relied on that. I thought this search for truth was just, I was looking for the ultimate idea. And, this is it. That I would then have, and I would be awakened and all of that. And no wonder I never found it. And the first collapse of that, which is even before I met my teacher, was with the Zen master. Kind of guided me through this thing where I thought, my God, there isn't one. There's no truth conceptual to be found. Truth is all the relative truth, right? The best in this moment, this is happening now, which then changes later. The truth itself was here and couldn't be understood. Kept doing it for a while. There was a lot of momentum behind it. But I did notice something that happened there. It took me really a couple of years to know that it had happened, that there was a wisdom now. There was this capacity to just flow between things. It wasn't there before. And I didn't even see it right away. Eventually it led me to my own teacher, but it was still a long time after even meeting him and him saying, and him agreeing to be my teacher, that the stuff really started to be peeled away. It's tenacious. Mara is tenacious. This holding to a personal sense of self is tenacious. But by the grace of the Guru and the grace of God, the grace of truth itself, it does get peeled away. Hence the long series of, oh my God, of face palms. Nay, G, what wisdom can you share about navigating arrogance with compassion whilst on this point? I can always tell it's somebody not in the United States because it's a whilst. And he's got a beautiful English accent that I wish I had. Since I saw the Beatles, I wanted to talk like that. You know, that kind of, I could imitate it, but, you know. But I couldn't be it. Well, the first thing is to come to terms with our own arrogance. Right? Arrogance, it's not that just overwhelming conceit, right? It's just, sometimes it is, yeah. Sometimes it's really overt. It can be really subtle things. One can appear to be quite humble and in fact be very proud of their humility, right? So it's kind of, I gotta kind of, well, remember, to expose arrogance as arrogance. Right? It's there because it's part of the protective mechanism. I'm trying to present something that's strong when in fact I'm shaking in my boots. So what does it need? Love. Right? In the atmosphere of safety and love, arrogance isn't necessary. I don't have to prove myself. I don't have to take position in a superior position, right? Which then is painful as hell when you're in an inferior position, and that's kind of the dance we do. Right? And just assume, that there's arrogance there. Just assume. And my teacher said that to me, not just to me, not just me, but to everybody. He says, including himself, be vigilant. That's what Papaji said. Papaji, fully enlightened master, do you need to be vigilant? And he said, till my dying breath. Okay, there you go. If he had to, then I have to. Just, that's it. Just the desire, a prayer to be free of that, which means free of condescension, free of distancing ourselves from folks, which means free to have intimacy, equality, inclusion, all of the things that we care about, right? That the very fact that you ask the question is wisdom, isn't it? With this underlying sense that I don't want to be arrogant, and I want to know how to deal with people who are. right? Rather than just being two egos, arrogant bastard. I'm not, right? It goes nowhere. The recognition of it in you and the humility about it and the openness of it means you'll see it in others. And with some, you might be able to kind of, because it's just another wall to keep from being seen, to keep from being intimate. Yet at the same time, it's like starving for genuine attention. And sometimes it's so thick you can't get past it. It's so diluted and dark you can't get past it. But other times, just by regarding it the way you will come to regard your own, it's no different. Suddenly you'll find something where it'll just start to come down a bit, just like any other wall, because it's being met with love, presence, no judgment, right? But the wisdom is that you'll know that there's some that you just steer clear. Nothing you can do. You're being arrogant, don't take a position, just go, you see it that way. Yeah, all right. Just don't. You'll end up not feeding it, which may make them mad, but it won't harm you. Yeah. But remember, it really is all, as Christ said so beautifully, take the sliver out of your own eye before you try to take the log out of somebody else's. So there's just this humility of vigilance. Yeah. Could I fall for it again? I'm not taking any chances. I'd much rather be pleasantly surprised that, I'm assuming it's there and find out it's not. Ooh, great. Than to assume it's not and find out that it is. Another face palm. So just assume. Take the lowly position. The one who has been rescued. Right? And not that of your own. You didn't bring about your own rescue, your own awakening. Right? So there's genuine recognition that is genuine humility. It's not made up. It's not a position. So, hope that answers it for you. Yay. Ella, the way you speak, Jean, makes me so peaceful, knowing there is literally nothing to do in order to be myself. Yes. We're peeling away what isn't you, which takes an enormous amount of effort. Oh my God, so much effort to try to pretend to be somebody you're not. You're catching yourself watching, what do I say? Did I portray this is the position we were in as children when we weren't loved as we are. And having received that kind of treatment in spades, right? In all the various ways, the distorted ways the persona emerged to try to compensate for that and remain distant, be arrogant, pretend you're not. The whole, oh God, what an enormous amount of effort. It's okay to be stupid, yeah. Matter of fact, I embrace it. It's the pure white light of stupidity. Because I'm stupid. I'm a fuck up. I do stupid things. My wisdom is I don't do as many stupid things in a row. But I got all new stupid things to do. You just accept what's there to hide now. Huh? Trying to hide what I really am. It's like, okay, so if I'm really stupid, all right. I don't want to hide it. Right? The wonder, the mystery is you discover you're not, but it's not the same. It's not it's not the smarts that we normally associate with it. It's wisdom. Right? And it's a wisdom that is one with love. Those are new Admit you're stupid. There's a great, was it Yankovic? Ah, was his first name. Not Frankie, that was his father. Dare to be stupid. That was a song by Dare to be stupid. It's like, yeah. It's like, oh, I don't have to hide anything. Somebody calls you stupid. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Right. Thank you for seeing me. What can get offended, right? What's left to be offended? Nothing. Oh, goodness, goodness, goodness. Yeah. Ah, fat muffin. Why is everybody so extremely manipulative to the point that they're subconsciously trying to kill me? I want to talk about that one for a bit. But um, being in Arizona with 100 days, with like 111, 112 degrees, and a lot of humidity too, which is unusual. It's monsoon season. I probably drank a gallon of water and the like today, so excuse me. I want all my attention to go on the answer, so I will be back momentarily. Did it go off? What question? Oh, Jesus, it did, didn't it? I've just given the speech because it was muted. I unmuted it, right? Oh my God. Let's see. Fat Muppet. I was going to talk about Fat Muppet. God damn it. Yes. You see, the moment, even the most remote possibility of me regarding myself as somebody smart, the tiniest hint of arrogance, and what happens? My stupidity goes on to display in a public setting, recorded for posterity. So anyone who watches this, and there's usually several hundred people after the fact that watch it, will see oh Lord, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Isn't even a local recording because it's the mic, yeah. So okay, all right. Let's all meditate together on that pure white light of stupidity. Fat Muppet. I just gave you a big, long, wonderful answer, and let's see. You obviously need a different one. We'll make up for God knows how long. Anyway, all right. I want you to look at it really very carefully. First off, my friend, there's nothing you can do about how other people see you, their intentions towards you, love, hate, none of it. You can't do anything about it. It's out of your control. So trying to find out why they're doing it is a total waste of your time because you'll never actually know. And the only reason you want to know is, how do I stop it? Right? Well, what I want you to really put your attention on, two things. Number one, you're aware of it, okay? Good. When you're not aware of it, it could be, you could be manipulated. Right? But if you are aware of it, then you can't be. Right? So what we really want to deal with is your fear of it. Can't fix, change, do anything with that. It's your fear of it. That we can do something about. Because fear warps perception. When there's a fear of being hurt, right, being killed, right, then everything's going to be seen through those lenses. So even if they weren't doing that, I'm not saying they're not, even if they weren't doing that, that fear would be, oh, they are, would project on them that they are. Which means not only are you seeing things that aren't there, you're not seeing things that are. You're missing what's actually there that could be hurting you in some way, while your attention on something that may not actually even be true. Right? So take all your attention off of them and put it on you. That fear. Right? Now, if you were badly treated as a child, right, that fear would be there. And that fear would develop an assumption that there's always going to be danger there, because it was. So even when an environment changes and there isn't, this assumption says there is, it projects that fear onto the experience. So what happens is you can't tell what's actually happening here. Is it a projection from the past, or is it actually happening? But remember, you're here to be free of fear, because then you can't be manipulated. It's fear that makes you manipulatable. Do you understand that? I'm going to invite you to a very different place. In fact, I'm going to invite you to, if you can, to make one of my, let me show this, yeah. One of my classes on emotional healing. You can also, yeah, that's that if you're ready to do that. Or if you just like to talk to me directly, you can, yes, this one instead. Send me an email. It's free. I'll meet with you for a while to see if that would work for you. Because I've noticed a lot of this coming up in you, and it's fear. Yeah. And fear wants to do something about this out here, but you can't. So instead, what you do is you focus. How do I become free of this fear? And then you'll find, even if somebody is trying to kill you, it doesn't matter. You're not afraid of it. Which means you see things as they are. Whatever's happening, you know how to avoid it. You know how to not walk down that dark street. But this has to be done here, not out there. Okay. GP, Savvy Step, gave you a nice answer too, Allie. I did a guided meditation today. It has a part that focuses on connecting with your heart. My second time doing this meditation, both times I've started to tingle all over. That is the heart opening. You allowing your heart to open. I've been filled with this overwhelming sense of unconditional love. Tears stream from my eyes. The feeling of love that I feel is directed towards me is so powerful that I can't adequately describe it with words. Powerful meditation. No, you can't. It is indescribable. And yet, what do all day, every day? Trying to describe it. Because it's such a joy to do it. Find yet another word, another phrase, everything just because it's inexhaustible. But it itself can't be described. Yet you know it, don't you? Oh God, that's it. And of course, tears are going to stream. What have you wanted all your life as a little kid? To feel unconditional love directed towards you. What you didn't get. And therefore layers got developed. I'm never going to get it. And hardening happened. Right? And just the assumption I can't, it's not for me or whatever. And then suddenly there it is. Towards me. That love is the true God. That is the God Jesus was talking about and manifesting. Not the judgmental, cruel God in the skies that watches everything you do, waiting for the next opportunity to slap you upside the head. It's the God that is love and love alone, totally unconditional. There is nothing you can do to stop that love. Right? What we do simply disconnects ourselves. So we don't let it in. We don't feel worthy. We cloud over it. But it's always been there. And this is a tribute to you as well, who is doing the work in order to get to be open enough so this can break through. Right? And yes, we experience it as this being directed towards me. Which, of course, love, right? It pulls you towards it. Pulls you towards it. Right? And that connection now, that connecting with your heart gets stimulated, amplified, because wow, this is what it means. This is what's there, and it just keeps drawing you closer and closer and closer until connecting can't even describe it anymore. You're it. You're one with it. Yeah. Be patient. It's happening. You're doing what you need to do. I'm so proud of you. I'm just busting at the seams to watch you go through this, and you've been able to participate with it. Be one of the folks walking with you on this path. It's just been heartwarming to see, and now, wow. Yeah, that is an opening that will at some point never close again. It may feel like it comes and goes, pulsating like the heart, and that's okay. Little by little, it'll just become more of who you are, and you'll find that unconditional love is pouring out of you to everybody else. Same with that Muppet, it'll be called out of you to everybody, absolutely everybody, with no fear. Jill, you should good laugh. As soon as you got my question, my phone died. It's the last 15 minutes I've been cut off. Just when to ask about morning personal attachment. I'll have to go back and listen to it. Let's see, Jill, did I get to it? Address the, personal, you know what? I skipped over it. You don't have to go back and listen. Somehow I missed it. I'd love for you to address that phase of awakening. There's a kind of grief of letting go, of getting personal credit. It's bittersweet. The ego wants to hold on to something. The ego, not the ego, wants to hold on to something personal. Yeah. That phase is here because you're seeing it, right? Now, is the ego bad? Horrible. Get rid of the ego. Get rid of it. Stomp. Ego death. Ego die. Right? What is it? What the ego rest on? If it's not a sense of yeah, but how do I be acknowledged? Right? Well, it is the deepest acknowledgement you can give it. Right? Yeah, there's a grief there. It's like, am I going to lose something? If I don't get the credit, am I going to lose something? Right? Am I going to just be, the way Christians these days, right? You don't get any credit. You're horrible. You do this and then God will let you in, right? Even though you don't deserve it, you horrible human. There's some truth in that the ego, that sense of, which is protective, wants to take the credit, right? Either arrogantly, but the very fact that you're aware of it, it's like, are you really letting go of anything? Now, if you are already that which you are seeking, how can you take any credit for that? Not because somebody, was nice enough to let you off the hook because you humbled your ass and kissed their ass and are willing to do that for eternity, then I'll let you off the hook. Not that. But, well, wait a minute. If this is who I've always been, I don't need to deserve it or be worth it. I can't take credit for it because it's just always been who I am. I can't see myself as superior or inferior to anybody else because it's true about them as well. So, yeah, there's something here that feels like, am I going to lose something? Yeah. No, only the sense that there's something to lose, that it's something to be attained. Right? This is the realization. That's why it's pure grace. It's not an attainment. It's not a loss. It's not a success. It's not a failure. It's a discovery. Oh my God, this is what I've been the whole time. I don't have to get it. There's nothing I need to do. So there's no failure about doing it, and there's no glory if I do. It just is. Yeah. Just is. I am that. Nobody's giving me what I am. I just am. What I am is not a gift. Happened some point in time. I have always been this. And this has been what's been manifesting as all of this. It's a humility that brings you into the devotional path and at the same time recognizes this is even beyond devotion, but it is not there's no arrogance there. So at one time, in my inquiry, I go, Jesus, I can't do it. So, thank you, Lord. Purge me of ego, replace me with you. Right? And then that humility unfolds, a deeper inquiry, and it just keeps going until there's nothing of that you left because it didn't exist in the first place. It was just a dream. And who is dreaming? Not the one trying to be free, but the one who's eternally free, the self. Again, I will say it again. There is no one to experience it except it itself. Oh, silly me. Whoops, I got to go over here for a second. Now I'm going over because I just blew. Whoops. Sorry, didn't mean to put that up there. Okay, back over here. Thank you, G. It was interesting that you mentioned last night that arrogance can be there when folks are desperately needed attention. That's when I saw it later on. I got triggered. I was able to see it as a child trying to get their needs met. Yes, that my resistance was there as a defense because the arrogant behavior was going to get even more abuse, right? Yes, that's actually why it happened. The arrogance, we want to turn it into a personal ego that we should beat somebody up about, right? And it does become so much of an identity that we get these horrible people doing horrible things in the world, condescending and being better. Out of that we get what? Men are superior to women, whites are superior to blacks, and on and on it goes. Right? On and on it goes. It's just trying to find a position that makes me feel like I am somebody. You are somebody, but not a personal somebody. You're the self of all. Now I've got to go through. All the messages that YouTuber. I wonder when he's going to figure it out. This is good. And there's Christina, typical G. See, she loves to get her digs in, but I give her so many opportunities to get those gigs in. I can't complain, right? I mean, I'm just like, I've got a damn bullseye on my chest. But look down, Gene. Grateful for the ab workout. No sound. If I could read lips. I went back and answered everything, as you all know now. Wow. Take a course on that for cases like this. Yeah. Yeah. Major face palm. I guess I have to give somebody my text or something where they could reach me and to tell me, excuse me, stupid, pay attention. Oh, I love you guys just having fun at my expense. For us to hear this answer, no sound, think your sound, keep going. So it's like this when I ask important questions. Like the universe wants me to always be gaslit. No, my friend, not at all, Fat Muppet. The universe loves you. Yeah. That's why you're here. That's why I'm responding to you. It is that same love that Allie felt is actually directed to you. It's always directed to you. The joy is when we actually get to feel it. Don't worry, Sneha's responding. Yes, everybody's. Ava's see, I don't see anything below that. When I'm stopping to talk, all of these things are off the screen. I don't see them. Yeah. Oh, well. Finally, now, yay. Oh, we got party hats. And oh, geez. Isn't that much time, though? Houston, we have contact. Yes. Okay, so now you all right. You can all just have fun at my expense. Yeah, it's allowed. Right? Stupid is as stupid does. Oh no, I wear my stupidity like a badge. You know, the remedy for arrogance. Just when you think, if there was even a hint of it down there somewhere, it's like, wham, oh no, we're going to nip it in the bud. Love you too, Nay, David. It's always lessons to learn and insights to gain for us all, G in the silence. We just had our very own short silent retreat. I love you guys. I was walking my dog yesterday, Sally, and I overheard two of my neighbors who have never even spoken to saying how much they don't like my dog or me. Baffling. Before GP's teaching, I would have been engaged in taking it personally and felt really bad, possibly even called them on it. I called them on their shit. I said to myself, they know not what they do. What about their day? The Christ in you. That unconditional love that goes, yeah, they're stupid. Yeah. And what are they reacting to? What do they say? I don't like the dog. How can you not like a dog? Jesus, really? It's like, something's up, right? Of course, me with a dog, your dog, because they feel the energy, right? They're going, they're not letting, they're accurate. They're accurate, right? Yeah, if your dog doesn't like somebody, pay attention. Especially when you're dating somebody and they meet your dog. You're like, okay. maybe not. Maybe you don't get a second date. Hey, G, it's Fatima. Make sure. What did I say? Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. That was a blast. Love you, G. But, yeah. Oh, Christina she is my equivalent of, Paul saying there was a thorn in his side, right? It's metaphor for this, all the stuff that happens that keeps reminding us that, yeah, no champagne quite yet, buddy. Yeah. All right. Fatima, hygiene, everyone. Totally and thankfully out of questions for a couple weeks now, but sending much love from Slovakia. Oh, yeah. Good. Good. Now, put your attention on the one who's out of questions. Notice that being out of questions can be seen as a state I am in, or you can see, wait a minute, where's the questioner? Is there one? deep contemplation. Just for you. Put a bow on it. Just for you, Fatima. Thank you. But Moffat, I don't believe the people around me are capable of love. Too arrogant and greedy. Nothing you can do about it. I don't believe people who love ever had Facebook or Instagram can be loving only fake. It's a symptom of being deeply fake and wanting it to fit in too much. So, yeah. Is there any of that in you? Not fake, but wanting to fit in, wanting to be loved, wanting to, to be seen, to be recognized. And it's okay. We can love that in ourselves. Because you don't believe people are capable of love, right? But you're a people. What about you? Are you capable of it? Yeah, remember, fear and love can't occupy the same space at the same time. But start with love for you, right? Yeah, there's arrogance out there and the like, but just that doesn't matter. It won't help. Yeah, it won't help. Facebook and all these, they're a place for people to hide. They can present an image you want to see it. Then somebody else will see and get praise. And it's like, there's nothing there. There's nobody there. Don't worry about it, really. Their fakeness is not your concern. Yeah. You want to fit in. You want to find a place for you. And all these people seem like they're taking it away from you. But they're not. They can't. Find it. Find it. It's here. It's the only place you'll find it. Yeah. You can analyze them every which way. Sunday won't do a damn bit of good. But this will free you forever, love. Still going. I went to watch the replay. Yay, Tiwuchi, all the stragglers. Good to be here instead of what is as Googling. Have a good day, everyone. I learned from a very knowledgeable Vedic astrologer when you have a Pitra dosha, it makes people narcissistically abuse your rich food. You know what? My dear friend, all the respect I have for the Vedic tradition and Ayurveda and their Vedic astrology, what he's telling you is not true. It's not true. What he's seeing is the identity you've gotten into, which is like expressed somewhere. Pitra dosha, right? The doshas. Everyone can be defined with a particular dosha. It is not a punishment. It is not a life sentence. It is not who you are. Right? I want you to get this. Because, this is who I am. You'll take it on, and you'll be somebody that's narcissistically abused. Right? But that's not who you are. I love all traditions. But as you can see, what did he give you? Did he give you an out? Did he give you a key to not suffer? Right? Your suspicion got confirmed by an authority. Right? How about looking at the suspicion itself? Is what you are spiritually learning or gaining contributing and creating more suffering or less? That created more. That immediately tells me it's wrong. It's not true. And I can show you how. It's not true. But if we take on something as a truth, right, which in fact it was already there, which is why he kind of felt it, fed it to you, and he said, see, it's true. No, it's not. It seems true because you've been believing it your whole life. That's all. It's taken one form or another. Right? I've had it my whole life, a belief about you, an assumption about you that got put into you without you knowing it, without you choosing it. It could actually, and in this case, I think it does actually go back to a past life, something you brought with you into this. as a perception, I have the experience. Can you hear me in your heart? It's not true. It's not who you are. You're not that. And it won't take long to stop suffering from that belief. Happy to help. Savvy, first time my dog met me, she growled. I should have listened. They're the best judge of character. Much love from Purple Vani. Number 1. I'm not dated since. It was almost 7 years ago. Right? Okay. So, does she still growl? Oh, met my ex, she growled. Sorry. Yeah. She doesn't growl at you, of course. Yeah. Should have listened. Yeah. Yeah, they really are. I mean, they're sensitive. They don't have the mind interpreting it all. Putting layers on top of it. They just feel what's there. This, my dear, is what you've been learning to do with me as we've been working together. Is not put the layers on it. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm feeling it. And you and the dog go, yeah, yeah. You'll agree. Yeah. Ooh, he's a good one. Maybe even a keeper. Time will tell. Fatima, no, strangely, I feel like there is no questioner. Never was. Okay, so now put your attention on who is recognizing that there's no questioner. Right? Something, oh, there's no questioner. What recognizing that that's true? Right. Stick with that one now. Keep going. I'm doing a Petra mantra every day to get rid of my doshas. Stop. It's rare that I tell somebody to stop a practice. But this practice is actually reinforcing the very thing you're trying to get rid of. It is not helping you. Please stop. Yeah. Join me in one of my classes. Do some of my tapping videos to just, because, yes, the thought behind it is I am that. I'm trying to get rid of it. All that does is deepen it in. This is who I am. This is who I am. No, it's not. It is not who you are. You are not. They are not your. They do not define you. Your dosha. It's a way of looking, and if it's done correctly, it's gentle. It helps with a few things, but it is not the truth of you. It's only an aid at best. Oh, gee, just have the champagne for no. Well, that's different. That's different. They read your energy. Amen. They surely do. Woof woof. Fatima, there's no probably only recognizing itself. That there is no question. No. Something's recognizing the recognizing. Right? Let me repeat this in case you didn't hear it. 4th time today. From my teacher. There is no one to experience it but itself. Who are you that recognizes it? Stay with that and accept no thought, no concept, nada, nothing. Nicht, nein. Like Nisargadatta did. And his teacher told him, give no reality to anything other than yourself. Even the subtlest sense of a separation or a two-ness. Yeah. Ooh, can I please get you one of my in the self-inquiry sangha? I get this pin ready to pop some bubbles for you. Yeah. So I think I gotta, I keep making the request. Yeah. Show or you won't show. But I get to do this with you on Zoom. It's not a huge group. I'm not world famous. Well, we're tiny little pockets. So we can really dig into this together. Yeah. With other people who are the same point you are, digging into this. Just consider. Just consider. I make the offers. It's funny. I'm sitting out here, handing out the water, and oh God, I'm so thirsty. Oh, here's some water. Oh, I'm so thirsty. Have the water. As one Zen master put it, I've spent my whole life selling water, standing by a river. Well, thank you all. I think it's time to kind of bring it to a close. Fat Muppet, please feel the love in what I'm saying to you. This is very rare. So anybody here can testify. It's very rare when I tell somebody, stop, don't do it anymore. Stop doing it. I don't think I've ever done that, except maybe to a couple of my students who have been with me for a while, and I can guide them elsewhere. But never have I done it on this setting with somebody I've never met in person. So this impulse in me is very, very strong. It's coming from love. It's coming from the love you're really seeking. So, all right, everybody. Thank you all. Thank you all. I love you all so much. Such a privilege. It's funny as stuff falls away. As I let go, I just... Such a privilege. Such a privilege. So, what days are you? Send me an email. Just gp@omschool.co. Just send me an email. Figure something out. Yeah. All right. Oh, I love you all so much. Until next time. Oops, that's the button I gotta push.